Are you ready for some great meal ideas? Well, come along with me while we go through this week's What's for Dinner. Great, easy, simple recipes for weeknight meals. Hello, family and friends. I'm Susan, and welcome to my home. Are y'all ready for some good food? Well, tonight I'm going to be making some barbecue chicken pineapple kebabs. I've got a recipe. You know I'm going to halfway use it because I've got some already done up barbecue sauce stuff I think I'm going to use instead of what's in the recipe. Make it even easier. Why not? So, my ponytail is already up. Come on along. Let's get to making some barbecue chicken pineapple kebabs. And we're going to make the barbecue pineapple chicken kebabs. I've got some mixed garlic. I've got a bell pepper. It said red bell pepper. I couldn't remember which one it said. So I went ahead and got the green. It should be okay. I may or may not use it. I may just use the onion. This original Japanese barbecue sauce. Not the hot version, but the original. Oh, it is so good. This is going to be awesome on the chicken. Can't wait to try that. I've got a Vidalia onion. I've got some pineapple pieces to put on the skewers. And here's my chicken I'm going to cut up and put it in the marinade. And we're going to have some easy fried rice to go with it. And I've cut up all the chicken. And I'm going to go ahead and get the marinade started. And these bag holders are not just good for doing freezer meals. I'm going to put all this in here and let it marinate. I'm needing 1 tablespoon of ginger in there. I'm doing 3 teaspoons or 3 cloves of garlic. 1, 2, 3. And it calls for 2/3 cup of teriyaki sauce and 2/3 cup of barbecue sauce. I'm going to put about 1 cup of the Japanese teriyaki, which I almost took all of it just by doing that. Look at that. I don't know if you can see it, but there ain't but just a little bit left in there. But that's okay. We'll save it to mop the chicken in. I'm going to go ahead and pour it in here because this stuff is money. Let me tell you, it tastes so good, guys. Can't wait to make these. I know it's going to be good. Now I've got all that in there. I'm going to go ahead and swish around a little bit and put my chicken in there. Now it says to marinate for 1 to 2 hours. I don't quite have that much time, but I'll let it marinate as long as I can till Danny gets home because I'll have to get them on the skewers and get them in on the grill, that is. Take them out of the things and then put them right here. Zip it up. Get all the air out of it, and then mix it around. So that'll be well coated, and I guarantee that is going to be some good meat on the grill. So let me go put this in the fridge to stay cold while it's marinating for an hour, and then I'll bring you back when I put everything on the skewers. So this has been marinating for almost an hour, so I'm going to go ahead and start skewering everything. I thought this was chicken breast whenever I got it out. It was chicken thigh, but that's okay. I'm just going to double up the meat. And then put the skewer through it. And then do a pepper, an onion, and a piece of pineapple. And then go at it again with another piece of meat doubled up. And I'm basically going to go through this whole bag of meat and do the same scenario until I run out. Hopefully I won't run out of meat. I may run out of peppers or onion, but that's okay. And then we'll be getting this on the grill. And here they are, all on the skewers and ready for my Ninja grill to get ready for the food to be prepped. I love this indoor grill. I use it all the time. I'll have it linked below too. That way, if y'all want one, you can get one. Because this thing is the bomb whenever it's raining outside like it is right now. And you want to grill out. You don't have to worry about it. So let me bring you back when I put them on. And look at that. The grill is up to 500 degrees. I'm going to go ahead and put the pineapple skewers on. Alright. And we'll let that cook for a little bit. I'll flip them and then they'll be ready to eat. And here we go. It's time to take them off the grill and put them on a plate And then we'll be eating here in just a minute. And right here they are. Look how pretty they look. All nice and brown. Look, some of them are a little bit more charred than other ones. Those are the ones I like. So let's get them on a plate. And here we go. The barbecue pineapple chicken skewers and some easy fried rice. And it's what's for supper tonight. Are you ready for some good Mexican food? Well, I'm making one of my family favorite Mexican recipes. I've made it before, but it is worth repeating over and over, I tell you. It is taco bake. It is so good. It's like a Mexican lasagna. And once you taste it, you will love it. And it'll become a family favorite for your family too. So come on along. I've got my ponytail up. Let's make some amazing taco bake. For this recipe, I have some onion. I've got some Mexican cheese. I've got a little bit in this bag I want to finish using up. And then I've got the big bag I need to open up. I've got some rotel, lime and cilantro, the Mexican blend, my favorite, y'all know. Taco seasoning. I've got some red, green, and taco sauce that I'm going to put on the taco bake. And I was out of my regular tortillas. I don't know what happened, but I went ahead and got these carb counters that were in the fridge and got them out. And I'll just use them and they'll be fine because they're going to crisp up and they're going to be amazing. And of course, 1 pound of hamburger meat that I'm going to cook up. I'm going to go ahead and get this browned up and then we'll start the process. And I've already got the hamburger meat browned. I'm going to go ahead and add some onion to the hamburger meat. I'm not measuring too much. We love lots of onion. I'll put all of it in there, heck. It'll cook up anyway and won't be hardly anything. And I'm going to go ahead and let this cook up just a minute. It'll actually put off a little juices while it's cooking too. And I'm going to add some taco seasoning. Y'all know how I do it. We have the big old taco thing. We make lots of Mexican food. We make quite a bit of Mexican food, and you know what? I love the spicy stuff. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of water to this. Just enough to cover the meat to where I can get it to mix around with the spices, because you know you want your meat nice and spicy whenever you put it in here. And I, of course, am going to put some extra spice on it, the red and the green, to make it a little extra yum, yum, yum. And I've got the hamburger meat browned up, the onion in it, the taco seasoning mix. It all's looking awesome. I'm going to start layering up the taco bake. Just like you would for a lasagna, you put a little bit of the base down, which is the rotel. I always put a little bit of it down on the bottom and then spread it out, and it always smells so good. And then I put a tortilla shell down. And yes, you do want it to come up the sides like this, because whenever this bakes, this will make a crunchy little layer. It is so good. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm basically dividing up the hamburger meat into 3 sections, because you want 3 layers. And this right here is the bottom layer. Okay. Get that nicely covered a good little bit. Looks really good. See? The meat, the onion, all looking awesome. You want a little bit more of the rotel on top here. And like I said, you want to, whatever you have left in here, you're going to divide it up 3 different ways. So you need to kind of pace yourself on what you're putting in where. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my already open bag of Mexican cheese and put a layer on it. Now, the cheese you want to go pretty heavy on, because it's going to hold your layers together. All right. And that's right there. Now, I am going to put another layer on another portion of hamburger meat on. And these aren't as big as my other ones. My other ones come way up the sides. These are not coming up the sides, but it'll still be awesomely good. Another layer of the rotel. I just kind of spread it around as good as I can, because you want all that awesome flavor. Now, in the middle layer is where I add some of my extra flavor. You can put taco seasoning on each layer if you want it. I don't think it needs it on each layer, but it does need it on the middle layer. And this is the Ortega medium, which is what we like. Now I'm just going to go ahead and go back and forth. There you go. I'm also going to add a little bit of the green and red to this middle layer because y'all know we like it spicy. And I like to make it spicy, but we don't need it on every layer. Just about like my garlic powder and sauce that I put on my lasagna. I only put it on one layer because you don't need it on each layer. There we go. Cheese on the middle layer. And now with this top layer, we're going to make sure we have lots and lots of cheese because that's what makes it so good. If you get the bigger tortillas, they will basically stick up around the edges and make a really good crunchy area. This one, the tortillas weren't quite as big, but it'll still do just the same and be amazing. Okay, so that is ready to go in the oven, uncovered, 25 to 30 minutes depending on your oven. And you'll know because the top will get nice and browned, and you need to make sure their sides get completely melted. If you feel like your oven gets a little hotter than that, you may want to cover it with the lid. But let me go ahead and get this in the oven. Taco bake, I left it in for about 25 minutes. Look how crunchy it is around the edges. If you get the larger taco shells or the larger tortilla shells, they actually come out over top of the dish. And it makes a nice crunchy area. But let's go ahead and get this plated up. And here you go, taco bake and elote on the cob. And it's what's for supper tonight. Well, we are definitely keeping up with the grilling theme going on this week. I am going to do some balsamic glazed chicken thighs. Basically going to do them on the grill. The recipe I've got says do them in the oven. I don't want to heat the house up. So I'm going to do them on the indoor grill. It'll all be good. Put a few sides with it and it will be awesome. Let me go ahead and get started on that balsamic glazed chicken on the grill. And tonight we're going to be making some balsamic glazed chicken. The recipe calls for a bunch of stuff and a bunch of sides, which I'm not going to make. I'm just going to make the chicken. And I'm going to make it the quick and simple, easy way. I'm going to use some balsamic salad dressing instead of balsamic vinegar. It'll be good either way. I think I'm going to add a little bit of garlic in it because it does call for garlic. And I'll see once I open this up how sweet this is because it does call for honey, but this might be sweet enough that it won't need any honey. And of course, some chicken thighs. So let's go ahead and get these in my Ziploc bag and get them started marinating. Let's go ahead and get the chicken thighs on the grill. I'm going to go ahead and put them skin side down. Get a good sear on them. We have skin that wrapped all the way around it. Alright. So I'm going to let this go for about 4 to 5 minutes on one side, flip it for 4 to 5 minutes on the other. It's been about 10 minutes actually, 5 on each side because these were thick thighs. But they are ready to come off and be plated. And here we are. Balsamic glazed chicken thighs and some potatoes that were done in the microwave in a steam bag. Amazing to me. But that's what's for supper tonight. Tonight we're going to be doing a quick and easy meal. Something really simple, a one-pot dish, very little cleanup. It's called jambalaya. Real simple, real easy, and really tasty. You can add all kinds of stuff to it if you'd like. Shrimp, peppers, whatever you want. You make it your own. So I've already got my ponytail up. Let's get to making some jambalaya. And we're going to have a quick, easy meal tonight, some jambalaya. I've got some chicken that have boiled, and I'm about to shred up and put in the pot. And the pot's ready. And of course, some Polska kielbasa that I'm going to cut up. I've got 3.5 cups of water to put in with the rice. And the last 5-10 minutes, you put in some kidney beans. So let me go ahead and get this started and get the jambalaya put together. Okay, the first thing I am going to do is pour the rice in. You can add onions, you can add bell peppers, you could add celery to this. I mean, you could add all kinds of stuff. I have added shrimp to it before, and put the jambalaya packet in. And this is just Zatarain's. I also really like the Aldi brand. It's very good also. My 3.5 cups of water going in. And it's kind of hot. Let me turn that down a little bit. Now I'm going to go ahead and add in the chicken. I'm just basically shredding the chicken and getting it in there real quick. This is what you call a quick, easy meal because you just put it together. On the chicken is the hardest thing. And I'm going to go ahead and put in the jambalaya. And as you can see, I'm just trimming them. I like to trim them a little odd just because. And I'm not needing to brown them in any shape, form, or fashion. They're just going to boil in the sauce and get nice and tasty. And this is one whole thing of Polska kielbasa. And Buddy is at my feet wanting me to drop some so bad. It is so funny. Baby honey, I ain't gonna drop none. You ain't gonna get none of this. It's a little too spicy for you. Let me get this last piece of chicken finished up because it was a little bit hot. Alright, now we've got everything in the pot. I need to turn this down to a simmer and let it simmer for about 25 minutes. So let me go ahead and turn it down to low, put a lid on it, and then I'll come back in 25 minutes and show you where we are. And I'm going to go ahead and add in the can of kidney beans. I've rinsed them, put a little bit more water in it because it needed a little bit more water. It got a little dry. And I'm going to go ahead and stir this around in here. And I'm going to cover this up and let this cook for another 5 to 10 minutes. And then we'll be ready to eat some jambalaya. Okay, I've let it sit in there for about 10 minutes. That's enough to get the beans done. Because I don't like them mushy. I'd rather them have a little bit of something to them. And all this nice Polska kielbasa. Let me go ahead and plate this up and I'll show you what it looks like. And here it is. Look at all that Polska kielbasa. And those big pieces of chicken and the beans and the rice. It is so good and so simple to make. And of course, like I said, you can add lots of things to this. You can add onions and you can add celery or you could add bell peppers, you know, but we like it pretty straightforward. Occasionally I'll add shrimp to it, but whenever it's a weeknight, it's quick, easy, and simple. And this is what's for dinner Thursday night. Don't forget to click that link below and subscribe so you don't miss any of the upcoming videos. And let our family be a part of your family.